Electric vehicles are going to help with the demand destruction of oil. I think the prices alone will destroy a lot of demand for oil and accelerate the shift to electric vehicles. And especially robo-taxis will be electric, and they'll be on the road 50 to 60% of the day. So that acceleration away from oil will happen as we move into the autonomous realm.
In this video, we're going to talk about trend-based investing strategy. Betting on the stock market can be a tricky proposition. You might be inclined to think that the only option is to ride the waves and hope for the best. It is not a sound investment strategy if you want 5 times returns. Trends are key indicators of where the market is moving, and they can be incredibly powerful when it comes to predicting future movements. In this video, I will share with you how you can find the right trend for investment. Let's dive right in. In general, trend-based investing is very powerful, especially in cryptocurrency markets. By identifying and riding trends, you can make a great deal of money in a very short period of time. Of course, that doesn't mean that blindly jumping into every trend is a good idea. In fact, it can often lead to a disaster. But still, if you know how to properly identify trends and use them, you can multiply your investments many times over. Just be curious and listen to every detail that I'm going to share with you right now. Bubble history and present. Over time, the stock market has seen many booms and busts. Periods of time where stock prices go up abnormally high or go down abnormally low. Some people believe that we are currently in a stock market bubble, where stock prices are too high and will eventually come crashing down. But I believe that we have already gone through several notable bubbles throughout history in several different sectors at different times. The dot-com bubble of the late 1990s led to the collapse of many tech startups. The housing bubble of the mid-2000s caused the Great Recession, and the oil bubble of the early 2010s resulted in a sharp decline in oil prices. Each of these bubbles had their fair share of significant impacts in the markets. But this doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow the trend. Ford, Facebook, Amazon, and many more are such good examples that have not only weathered economic bubbles, but have actually seen their stock prices and overall fortunes rise in the aftermath. So how do you identify good trends? Modern investors have a plethora of data at their fingertips. With all the noise out there, how can you tell which trends are worth paying attention to and which ones to avoid? There is no right answer to this question. However, there are a number of things that you can do to increase your chances of success. This is a 4-step framework that will help you cut through the clutter and make sound investment decisions. Step 1. Identify the trend with massive potential. Step 2. Look where people are spending their time. Step 3. Confirm the mass adoption of the trend. Step 4. Trade the trend that solves problems. Step 1. Identify the trend with massive potential. When it comes to investing, it is important to think long-term. Trying to predict the short-term movements of the stock market is a risky proposition and is not likely to lead to sustainable success. Instead, I advise you think about what trends are happening in the world that could have an impact on the stock market in the future. For example, electric vehicles are slowly gaining market attraction. It is a more sustainable option for personal transportation. They have massive potential to overtake gas and diesel-powered engines. Electric vehicles have a lower maintenance cost, plus environmental benefits. In addition, there are government incentives that encourage more people to buy electric vehicles. Now moving on to the next one. Step 2. Look where people are spending their time. A successful stock investment can't be found by analyzing financial statements, but by looking at where people are spending their time. So you remember,
Facebook has bought the mobile messaging service WhatsApp for $19 billion in cash and stock.
Facebook, now called Meta, bought WhatsApp for $19 billion, right? The purchase was partially due to the messaging app's install base of 450 million users. That number is especially significant when compared with Facebook's 1.23 billion monthly active users. That's why Zuckerberg made that purchase happen. Now, it adds more value to its Meta family. So the bottom line is, you should keep an eye on companies that are capturing people's attention. All around the world, there are telltale signs of what people will spend their money on. By keeping an eye on where people are spending their time, it's possible not only to stay ahead of the curve, but also to invest in stocks that are poised for success. In this business world, trends are always important. Being able to identify them and understand what they mean is an essential success strategy. But there's something more important: Mass adoption. Step 3. Confirm the mass adoption of the trend. A trend is only powerful if there is mass adoption. In order for a trend to make an impact, there must be mass adoption of that trend. If not, it will fizzle out and die. The internet is a great example of this.
Today we'll show you the growing power of the internet.
We installed the internet on our computer just a short time ago, and I haven't been able to get the kids off it ever since.
And what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
It's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage, companies are there, the latest information. It's wild what's going on.
In the early days, not many people used it. From 1990 to 2000, there were only a handful of websites. But today, there are millions of sites, from Facebook to Amazon to Google, and that number is growing every day. I know even you can't live an hour without scrolling on social media, binge watching, or searching something up on the web. Today, almost everyone is on the internet, except those little tribal people in that distant forest. Well, this is all because it provides a real value, gives access to information, and makes communication so easy and effortless. The recent mass adoption you must have seen is in mobile payments. This is because it makes transactions more convenient and faster than traditional payments like cash or checks. Do you remember the days of standing in queues to withdraw your money from banks, fighting to get that ATM first to take out your own money? Yeah, I agree, it still does exist, but imagine the changes that PayPal and Venmo have brought into this ecosystem. Now see, it has grown so fast into Apple Pay and Google Pay. It makes our life so easy. You need to be able to see how a trend will play out and determine whether it will have widespread appeal. If it doesn't, you will have to rethink your plans. Step 4. Trade the trend that solves problems. Listen carefully to this. You have to make sure that you are looking at the right trend. Invest in companies that have the potential to solve big problems. It's really important to think about where the world is heading right now and how the companies you invest in will help get us there. As data becomes even more abundant these days, we have to process and consume a lot of information to stay competitive. You see, the main issue occurring in every space, be it technology, crypto, processing of payments, or any data-oriented field, is how to get the computing power. In today's world, the data is growing at an alarming rate. It is more important than ever to process and compute data as quickly as possible. With the help of machine learning and artificial intelligence, we can speed up this process and make the use of data to improve our lives both professionally and personally. Now you must be asking this question. So should I bet on AI? Yes, of course, you are right. AI is going to solve some crazy things that you can't even imagine. I recently came across a driverless car. A company named Cruise has launched it officially, and the government has approved it to be used commercially. What I saw in their recent commercial is, you can buy groceries by placing an order on your phone, and this driverless car comes to your home and delivers it. I'm mind blown. I couldn't even believe that we have come this far with AI and machine learning. They're gonna take our jobs. You must be terrified right now, but don't panic. Prepare yourselves to face the challenges, stay ahead of the curve, and don't worry, you can't be replaced. Also, start investing in such companies in their early stage, so when the trend rises, your net worth is gonna be to the moon! With this in mind, now I'm gonna share with you some noteworthy trends that I believe are worth looking into. I'm just suggesting you can take your time with your own research before investing into them. Noteworthy trends I feel bullish about. You see, in any given year, there are a certain number of trends that dominate society. Some of these trends are visual, like the current popularization of ripped jeans, while others are more behavioral, like the increase in veganism. So you see, an economy grows with the rise of these trends. Now, we live in the world of Web 2.0. Web 1.0 was when we saw the dot-com bubble. Now the world is moving towards Web 3.0. Web 3.0 is a very deep topic, but in general, it involves cryptocurrencies and a decentralized approach in the technology, which is a massive change that we expect over the next 5 to 10 years. So I'm going to share the next 2 trends that I see in the crypto space. Metaverse gaming. I am super bullish about the gaming metaverse. It's because it's solving a big problem. If you go and play a game in Web 2.0, you can't own or convert any of your digital assets back into your own currency. But in Web 3.0, with the metaverse gaming, you find various reward systems happening through NFT space. It also allows users to convert in-game assets into various real-world currencies. Players can buy and sell in-game assets for real money with real huge profits. The gaming community is huge, and this makes it possible to make a real-world income by playing a video game. So you got the point, right? You can invest in metaverse coins like Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Engine, Gala. There are so many out there. The possibilities are so high. The main big players in the gaming industry haven't even entered Web 3.0 yet. Metaverse as a whole has $22 billion in market cap as of now. Experts believe that it could easily go up to $22 trillion in the next 10 years. It is worth investing in such an underrated sector that is yet to boom. Moving on to the next stock market world, niche tech stocks. So if you're looking for stocks that will give you more bang for your buck, the robotic processing automation industry is the future of investing. And this is a great time to get involved in the industry. The technology sector is heating up. These stocks have been on the rise lately and show no signs of stopping. As always, I believe that the best is yet to come, so keep these few things in mind when investing in stocks and crypto. Definitely what I share is not investment advice, but worth looking into. Do your own research and start making your investments wisely. If you were still watching until the end, haha, you are special. Give this video a like, it helps the algorithm. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you think this video deserves that. I'm a big fan of Warren Buffett. I've made these videos recently, and keep watching for more valuable lessons from the man himself. Until next time.